If you or a loved one are struggling with type 2 diabetes, you should visit the link in the description below. This clinically proven, drug-free program lowers blood sugar to a normal level and can completely reverse type 2 diabetes within just a few weeks. Here's today's video.
The question, can a person stop having diabetes? Answer by Wayne Bodolick. No. No type of diabetes mellitus will go away, but it can be controlled. Type 2 diabetes, T2, the most common form 90% of cases, is a genetic disease wherein the body cells resist the action of insulin. Insulin's job is to facilitate the transfer of glucose from the bloodstream, the body's delivery system, into those cells. When they resist its action, the body overcomes the resistance by producing extra, more than normal amounts of insulin. That works for a while, usually many years, even decades, but T2 is progressive, in that the cellular resistance increases over time, and eventually, the body can't make enough extra insulin, NBG, blood glucose, gets too high, and the patient gets diagnosed with carb limitation in the diet. Carbs are the primary source of glucose, and regular exercise, many T2SCA, and get their BG levels back to normal, but the cellular resistance never goes away, and only by maintaining carb limitation and regular exercise, and for many, one or more medications, can T2S keep their BG in normal range. It takes many years of living with T2 before insulin production becomes impaired to the point of producing less than normal amounts of insulin, and that is caused by the excessive amount of insulin that T2S produce from the start, which creates a condition called insulinemia, which damages both endocrine beta cell mass and insulin production therefrom. The vast majority of T2S, upon diagnosis, are still producing more than normal amounts of insulin, though they're no longer producing as much as they were prior to diagnosis. Type 1, T1, diabetes mellitus, 10% of cases, is also a genetic disease, but utterly unrelated to T2. T1 is an autoimmune disease wherein the body's own immune system destroys the insulin-producing cells of the pancreas, so they no longer produce any insulin, and must inject it for the rest of their lives, or die. Type 3C, TEC, or pancreatogenic diabetes mellitus, a tiny fraction of all cases, is caused by another disease of the pancreas that damages insulin production, and results in a condition much like T1. But it's a type of collateral damage caused by another disease, like pancreatitis, pancreatic cancer, or cystic fibrosis. This form also never goes away. All three types of diabetes mellitus can be managed, but not cured, or reversed, as those terms imply the underlying condition is gone, which it never is. Of course, someday, cures may be found, but so far, only management is possible. Answer by Nikki Steinberger. Can a person stop having diabetes? The answer is yes and no. Diabetes type 2 is a condition, not a disease. It exists within a particular environment. When you change the environment, you alter the condition. Diabetes type 2 can most definitely be reversed with lifestyle practices, but it must be maintained to stick, to be sustained. This is a long-term game, friends. I have reversed it 2x in 7 years. I know how to bring it on and kick it to the curb. Healing is not a solo endeavor. We heal when we come together in community. Support is critical, so grab a friend, family member, online or local group, coach, or mentor. The key to preventing and reversing diabetes type 2 is holistic lifestyle practices. To get a deeper sense, you can read my thoughts here. Is there a natural cure for diabetes type 2? Peaceful Healing, Dr. Nikki. Answer by Leanne Heisey. Type I diabetes? No, not yet. Although there is a very interesting study in mice that fasting stimulated the beta cells of the pancreas of grow again. Fasting mimicking diet promotes NGN3-driven cell regeneration to reverse diabetes. These results indicate that a fasting mimicking diet promotes the reprogramming of pancreatic cells to restore insulin generation in islets from T1D patients and reverse both T1D and T2D phenotypes in mouse models. Type 2 diabetes. There is the study by the group of Professor Roy Taylor from Newcastle upon Tyne that showed that around 40% of those obese relatively recent type 2 diabetics after following a 12-week 600 very low-calorie diet, losing a mean of 15% of their body weight, and keeping it that low afterwards, didn't need A and Y anti-diabetic meds anymore, so were cured for the time being. See reversal of type 2 diabetes, normalization of beta cell function in association with decreased pancreas and liver triacylglycerol for the first study with recent diabetics and a 100% success rate in diabetes care for the follow-up study with 40% success rate.